Morning everybody, Sunday morning, just on the way back from having my ears lathered. What do you reckon? Looking pretty good, I think. So we're like about Turkish barbers, those guys know what they're doing. Anyway, just thought I'd give a few views on the match yesterday. I didn't get my prediction right on the Irish Hotspurs channel, something that's a bit of a theme really, because that's like the third time I've given a prediction and every time it's been rubbish. But I predicted a 3-1, but I did also say that I didn't think it was going to be as easy a game as we would want it to be. Did feel we'd come out comfortable winners, hence the 3-1, but I did say I thought it was going to be really difficult. Now, bear with me. The reason why I say that is, in previous years, we would have had a couple of really good results, fluke results maybe even, and then we would go to somewhere where we were expecting to win and basically mess it up and lose the game with a breakaway, fluke, penalty, whatever it might be, but we would lose the game. Hence the term Spursy, that's where it comes from, the fact that that happens all the time. You go away, you beat Man City, and then you turn up against someone in the, you know, in the bottom three and then kind of throw it away. So the result yesterday is probably better than the result against Liverpool or against the Scum, because not so long ago, as in last season, we'd have thrown that away, we'd have lost that. So I'm really chuffed. I'm really pleased to, hey, look, you know, 8 games in, unbeaten, top of the league. Listen, it's really, really early days, right? And Postecoglou keeps telling us it's a project, it's progress, it's, you know, it's a journey, it's how we carry on and so on. So you've got to get behind him on that and just keep your feet on the ground, but you've got to enjoy it. Now, people going, it's only October, you know, enjoy it like you've won the league already and blah, 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 and don't forget what happened to them lot, and I get all of that, but you've got to enjoy the time that you have, right? You've got to enjoy the games, how they come and the results that you get and so on. Because if you don't, what's the point? What's the point in going to football if you're not going to enjoy, you know, the results and the performances? And the performance was good. Okay, Bissouma makes a mistake. I have to say, some of the comments from some fans, I think, is a bit over the top. The kid's made a mistake. He's done something that 9 times out of 10 you don't get booked for. And you know, maybe he's unlucky there. Maybe it's a bit of karma for last week, but ultimately, you know, it's not the end of the world. You know, we went on and we won the game, and so the team, you know, pulled his mistake out of the hat and helped him through it. And as the manager says, you know, there'll be times when he'll do the same the other way around and save somebody else's arse. And that's what being a team and being collectively together is all about. And you can see that. That's the biggest thing for me in terms of what Postecoglou's done. The biggest thing for me is the fact that this team is together. The atmosphere between the players is, you know, growing and growing and growing. And the other thing you can really see is this feeling between the players and the fans. This is why at the end of the games they're coming over and celebrating with the fans, because they know how much it means to the fans, and they are trying to build that relationship, which is really, really important, you know, to keep us going. That's why you've got a good atmosphere in the stadium at the moment, is because you're winning, but at the same time you've got the players really trying to connect with the fans and you know, give them what they want and work hard. And as a fan, all you've ever asked for from your players is heart and desire and to give everything that you've got. And it kind of feels like that's what's happening here. And you know, right up until the last minute, you keep playing, you keep going, and you know, you saw Romero, you know, getting the ball away right at the end of the game and maintaining that sort of that win that could have quite easily just ended up a draw, you know, and it's just so important for them to perform as well as they are. And the other point around it is the goals coming in from players from all over the pitch as well. You know, we've seen Romero score, we've seen Pape Sarr score, we've seen Maddison score, we've now seen Van der Ven score. I mean, that is amazing. When you're losing a 30 goal a season man, the rest of the players have got to step up and they've got to put the ball in the back of the net. And you can kind of see that happening with everybody else chipping in and making the effort, because it's a team sport. It's about the team, not just about one player. And again, at the end of the game, I saw a video, I think it was Chris Callan video at the end of the game, where they're all singing the Van der Ven song, and you could see his face is a picture. Honestly, if you haven't seen it, have a look, because to see how happy he is to connect with the fans, to have a little song about him and all the rest of it is immense. And you know, you got to remember, these are kids essentially. You know, most of us who watch this video, because I can see, according to the statistics, who watches age brackets and stuff, and most of the people that watch my videos are the older guys, not so many girls according to the stats, but I don't know. Yeah, so for us, they're just kids, you know, they're young enough to be our kids, and in some cases grandkids. So if you look at your own kids and think, oh, you know, how would they feel if that was happening to them? A sense of pride, a sense of belonging. I mean, that's amazing, and that's such a good feeling around the place. And the one person who's bringing that is Postecoglou. It's amazing to me how a guy can turn around that atmosphere so quickly and that connection so quickly, just by being down to earth, normal, speaking in the right way, talking the way that fans would want him to talk, being, you know, a human. You know, even the stuff around the Fonz and all the rest of it, and the jokes around, you know, just copying Pep and stuff like that. It's brilliant stuff. It really is brilliant stuff, and shows what kind of guy he is. And I love that. I love that about him, and I think that's something really special. I've got no illusions that this is early in the season. I've got no illusions that we've got a long way to go. Injuries are gonna hit us. Of course they are. You know, the left side has been decimated. You've got Sessegnon out, remember him, and we've got Ivan Perisic out. We've got Solomon out. You know, it's a big hit, and of course, you know, the transfer window will be important. But then, you know, when you look at the guys that we have brought in and how they are breaking the expectations of where we were. You know, Vicario, no one really wanted him at the start of the season. Van der Ven, everyone was like, who's he, sort of thing. Udogie, you know, again, a 20-year-old kid from Italy, left out in Italy last season. And yet, look how brilliant he's been. You know, Bissouma, despite yesterday, how good has he been? And people need to remember that. I think the only one where you kind of go, well, you know, it was expected was Maddison. But I mean, even he, for me, has exceeded expectations. His attitude and the way he speaks and all the rest of it seems like a really, really down-to-earth guy who's got his feet on the ground and he's really keen to play. And I think the other thing, I just really feels like that everyone who's there really wants to be there. They want to be part of Tottenham. They want to be part of this squad and this team. And I think that really, really shows when you've got players that don't think they're bigger than the club, and you've got a manager who doesn't think he's bigger than the club and takes his responsibility seriously, then I think you're onto a winning formula. If only we could just get Daniel Levy to disappear into the background and keep away from all of this stuff and just pay out the money for the players that Postecoglou wants. He says he wants this player. Let's go and get them, and let's go from there and let's build. And it doesn't have to be massive fees. It doesn't have to be like that. We're showing that. You don't have to spend mega millions to get the best players. What you have to get is the right players in the right positions who want to play for our club. So I'm full of optimism, and I can't complain. I think, You know, a steely performance after a really good first half performance where we bossed the game. We still ended up with like 60-odd%, possession in a game where you've only got 10 men. We'd have lost that. We'd have lost that for sure in the past, or at least got to a draw. So onwards and upwards. Let's see how the Scum and Man City get on today. To me, I'm not bothered whether Man City beat them, because I think Man City are odds on for the league anyway. It's far too early for us to be talking about that. I'd be happy just to see us progressing, which I feel we are. You know, let's get into Europe. That would be great. Champions League would be even better. Love a cup. I'd love the FA Cup. It's such a special cup. You know, I watched I'm digressing, but I watched the David Beckham documentary the other day, and he talks about the FA Cup in there, and he talks about the Premier League and all the rest of it. But the FA Cup is special. Don't let anybody tell you any different. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, I'd love to see us lift that cup. That would be an amazing achievement. It happens. If it doesn't, I'm still not going to get the ump. I'm still going to keep supporting, because I feel like we're on the right track on this journey. And I hope it continues. I'll leave it there. Up the Spurs.